Got the goatee going, huh?
Oh yeah, growing it out. Had to look older for the sophomore year,
I feel you. Well, speaking of that, I mean, how you feeling after last year's success, getting to the NCAA's as a true freshman, and now starting right back where you picked up?
Yeah, last year, getting thrown in as a freshman was tough. I had to win a lot of matches by, a point. I think I won majority of them by a point. Just coming in this year with a, whole different attitude, no fear. I'm always prepared for a battle. That was a huge, I'm only winning, by a point to these random guys. I don't know who they are. And mentally, it was taking a toll on me as a freshman. And as a sophomore now, I'm just prepared, for every match to be a battle no matter what. And training with Fix for a year has definitely got me prepared technique-wise. If I can try and score on him, I can score on anybody at 25. So that's helped me out a lot my sophomore year.
What was the lasting impression of the NCAA's last year for you?
Yeah, so after losing, first round, a lot of nerves there, and then once I got on the backside, I was kind of just going for it. I was getting out on guys that I wasn't getting out on in the beginning of the year, and I was getting takedowns like I didn't in the beginning of the year, and I kind of just hit a level that I haven't hit before. I didn't reach my goal of stepping on the podium. I was close. I lost that round before the, round of 12 that to a kid who All-American, and I could have won that match there. So I have a, whole different plan going into, the national tournament. Hopefully this upcoming year is to just, go have fun, go wrestle. It's a dream since I was a little kid, and I've worked since I was 4, to be in that tournament. So just let it fly and go have some fun this year.
Obviously, a lot of time between now and then, but technically you'd still have 4 years of eligibility. With that in mind, how much did just getting the opportunity last year as a true freshman to compete in nationals and everything that involved with last year, think maybe it's going to help you long term here?
Yeah, I mean, no one's ever really had that, free NCAA experience. I got that opportunity, and everyone else did last year. That was the biggest learning experience out of anything, out of going through a full season, out of practicing and all that. Nothing can compare to being on that stage and wrestling, because that's everything you kind of work for as a kid, is that tournament. I know for me, it's over World, it's over Olympics. I want to go do some stuff in that tournament, and that's what drove me since I was little. All the late work, was always looking at that, to be a champ there one day, and being able to compete there. Even the worst of guys that are there in the bracket, they're going to fight because it's their dream. And everyone's going to work harder than they ever have in that tournament. Everyone's going to fight harder than they ever have. So to experience that, was great. And like I said, that free year, like you said, is a world of, experience for me. Nothing's ever prepared me more for anything than experience in that tournament. And that free year is going to be a world of difference for everybody.
A lot of football players, basketball players, they talk about how between their freshman and sophomore year, things kind of slow down. Has that kind of happened for you? Are you feeling more comfortable knowing the grind that's ahead?
Yeah, I feel more comfortable. I have more of a plan of what I need to do to be successful, how I need to prepare myself, for weigh-ins, for wrestling, to prepare myself for a match, an hour weigh-in, and all that. I've picked up my training. That hasn't slowed down there. I've picked up a lot with running and, doing extra stuff just because I have a long way to go. I got knocked down last year, and now I got to do a lot more than I did last year in order to be successful. So it's slowed down a little bit, but training aspect of it, up in my work.
You mentioned Dayton. How much does having him there and seeing his work ethic kind of help with you?
Yeah, he was a huge help for me, and that's part of the reason why I committed here. I mean, a lot of people would go other places. I was projected to kind of be a 33-pounder, and at first that was my plan too. But I wanted to wrestle the best. I wanted to know he's an NCAA finalist. That's where I want to be. So I get to compare myself to him every day. If I'm getting killed by him, I'm not an NCAA finalist yet. Maybe the day will come, maybe it won't, but hopefully it does. My junior, senior year, where I can, score on him and compete with him eventually, and then I know I'm ready to be a finalist. Mentally, it's going to be huge for me, and that's why I committed here. Him training, he wasn't happy with his performance at Stanford, and he went and ran 6 miles after. Before he ate, before he rested, he went and ran 6 miles. And I looked at, my dad, and I was like, no, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't go run 6 miles. He won. I mean, he got the ugly win, but he won. So seeing him do that, is going to change how I look at myself after matches too, seeing that just last week.
When you say he ran 6 miles, was that in Stanford?
Yeah. He did it right after the match, right at the hotel.
At the hotel, in the hotel?
Yep. he jumped right on the treadmill and started running. I don't know if he went outside, but when we were going down towards the lobby, we were all getting ready to eat, and he said his grandfather was actually coming to eat with us, and he's like, I'm not going to go. I'm going to go run. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, when you were talking to your dad, is that something you think is crazy, or is that something that maybe the mindset that you want to be at someday?
Yeah, it's something I want to follow now,
Okay.
He didn't perform well, so, he's going to, take a toll on his own body and improve for next week. He's got time to recover from them, but he's like, my legs feel terrible. I feel awful. I'm going to put myself through a little more, trouble, and it's going to help me for the following week. He wanted to get his weight under control a little bit better. First few times down to weight, it's not easy, and